this we were discussing about the coupled line coupler. Okay, so this is the even mode impedance and this is the odd mode impedance, and these are the corresponding powers at the input and as well as port 2, port 3 and port 4. So the input power will be equal to addition of all these ports, and there is a what is the coupling factor in the port 2 and as well as port 3. So actually the coupled port will be port 3 and remaining power will be going to the port 2, and P4 will be isolated, which is equal to 0. Okay, so now if you go to the design equations, you can find it out to how to find out the length of the coupled line and also even mode and odd mode impedances. So you can use this equation. So first we have to decide how much coupling factor. Say for example, if I want some 20 dB coupling factor or something like that, so you need to find out what is the absolute coupling factor. So in terms of dB they will give, so then you have to find out the absolute value. By using this absolute value you can find out the even and odd mode impedances. Okay, so once you find out even and odd mode impedances, then you have to find out what is S by H and what is W by H for even mode and odd mode. Actually these two are coupled equations, that is S by H and W by H. So both will be like, if you want to find out S by H, there should be given W by H value for even and odd mode. So this is for single line. Okay, so even multi section will be there, but this is a single section coupled line. Okay, so if you want to find out W by H for even and odd mode, so you need to know what is S by H. Okay, so since these are two coupled equations, you need to write a program and you have to optimize it. Okay, so now also you can make use of the graphical method. So for this S by H and W by H, for a particular value of dielectric constant, there will be a graph. So by using those graphs you can find it out for a particular odd mode and even mode impedances, what is the S by H and what is the W by H. Okay, so this is one method, and another method you can find it out by the using equivalent circuit. So that is, so for this open circuit, that is odd mode impedance or even mode analysis and odd mode analysis, what are all the corresponding equivalent capacitances are there. So by using these capacitances you can find it out what is the even mode capacitance and odd mode capacitance. So by using this even and odd mode capacitances, then you can able to find out what is the odd mode impedance and even mode impedance. Okay, or else you can find it out by using, as I said here, by using coupling factor you can find out what is even mode and odd mode impedance. So by using this even and odd mode impedances, so you can find it out corresponding what is odd mode, first odd mode capacitance and first odd mode even mode capacitance. Now by using this even mode capacitance and first mode even mode capacitance, you can find out the even mode effective dielectric constant and odd mode effective dielectric constant. So now by using this effective dielectric constant, you can find out what is the effective dielectric constant for a complete mode analysis for a single section coupled line coupler. So now once you find out this effective epsilon, now you can find out what is the length for that coupled line. So using lambda by 4, so that is length equal to lambda by 4. So this lambda is nothing but your C by F into root effective epsilon, that is nothing but lambda G, that is guided wave. Okay, so these are the two methods. Either you can use the graphical method or you can use the equivalent circuit method for finding out the spacing and as well as the width of the line. Okay, so that graphical method which I have shown here, so you can see here, for a strip line case you need to use this graph, and for corresponding even mode impedance multiplied by your dielectric constant and odd mode impedance multiplied by dielectric constant. So that values you have to correspondingly find out. So where exactly those values it will be there corresponding to that values. Say for example, so if something 120 ohm, if you are even mode impedance and odd mode impedance something around 80, so where it is intersecting both the impedances, so corresponding S by B value you have to find out here, and corresponding W by B value you have to find out by using these values. So this is for the strip line case, and you have to use for the micro strip line case this graph for the epsilon r value of 10. Okay, so this graph is applicable only for epsilon r value of 10. Okay, so correspondingly you have to find out even mode impedance and odd mode impedance. So if you intersect both even and odd mode impedance, you will get the corresponding value of spacing as well as the width of the single section coupled line. So by using this method also you can find it out the spacing as well as the width of the line. So here D is nothing but your thickness of the substrate. So correspondingly you have to take the thickness of the substrate and you have to calculate. Okay. So that is the method you have to use for finding out the single section coupled line coupler. So for a particular coupling factor. Okay. So now we'll solve some of the problems based on this coupler designs as well as other designs like Wilkinson power divider or directional couplers like that. So this is our first problem. A 20 dB power source is connected to the input of a directional coupler having a coupling factor of 20 dB and directivity 35 dB and insertion loss of 0.5 dB. Now if all the ports are matched, find the output powers through port, coupled port and isolated port. So now we need to find out so what is the output powers in these ports. So as you know, the directional coupler, so which is having 4 ports. Okay, so if I feed the power here 1, so this is through port and this is the coupled port and this is the isolated port. Okay, this is your coupled port and this is your isolated port and your this is the through port. Okay, so now if I put the power here, the input power which is given by 20 dBm. Okay, so now what is the corresponding output powers through this through port, coupled port and isolated port. Okay, so that is what we need to find it out. So now, so we know already what is the coupling factor which is given. So what is the coupling factor which is given? So here you can see the coupling factor is 20 dB, directivity 35 dB and insertion loss is 0.5 dB. Okay, so coupling factor it is 20 dB and directivity which is equal to 35 dB and insertion loss we can take it as L which is equal to 0.5 dB which is given. So this is a given data. So here you have to note down, so this is the power actually inputted and this is a factor in terms of dB, coupling factor. This is not actually the power, how much factor, coupling factor it is going to be coupled. Okay, so now through port, so what is the power we get after putting the input power this much. So now we know the equation, so the power through, so if you want power through, so power in the through port, so then we have to take it as the port to power which is nothing but P1 minus the L. So because this insertion loss is nothing but the loss which is happened when the input power is given in port 1 and we will get the power remaining power at port 2. So now if you give this one, so we know the input power which is nothing but 20 dBm and loss is 0.5 dB. Okay, so now remaining power is that is 19.5 dBm of power which is coming to the through port, that is P2. Okay, and similarly if you want to calculate the coupled port at P3, so what is a coupled power? So this is nothing but coupled power. Okay, so we know the coupling factor 20 dB. So if you want power at P3, so what is the input power minus coupling factor? Okay, so now what is the P1 which is nothing but 20 dBm, so minus what is the coupling factor which is 20 dB. So now what is the output power which is nothing but 0 dBm. Okay, so similarly at P4 you calculate, so what is the power going to the port 4, so which is nothing but the P3 minus directivity, that is, so we have already defined what is directivity. It is a ratio of forward power to the, so say for example this is a forward power and this is a backward power. Okay, So the ratio of forward power to the backward power, we'll call it as directivity. So now, so we know the directivity value and we know the P3 value, how much it is there. So which is nothing but 0 dBm, and coupling factor directivity is 35 dB. So this will be equal to minus 35 dBm of power it is going to the port 4. So we can observe here the isolation is confirmed here. So the power is very much less compared to the coupled power, which is 0 dBm. And also you can see the through port it is maximum power it is there. So the coupled power it is around 20 dB. So these are the corresponding output powers which is at port 2, port 3 and port 4. Okay. So this is our about the powers which is going to the through coupled port and isolated port. So is it understood? Okay. Any doubt in this? Hello? Okay, so now you can take this problem and try to do it. So take this problem. A directional coupler has the scattering matrix given below. Find the return loss, coupling factor, directivity and insertion loss. Assume that ports are terminated in the matched loads. Take this problem and try to do it. Take out this problem. So now what is the actual formula for return loss? So just if you go back your the directional coupler equations, so you can see here by using these equations you can easily find out what is the coupling factor, directivity and insertion loss which is asked now. Okay, so using these equations you can find it out. So try to find out what is the coupling factor, return loss, directivity and insertion loss. So now what is the equation for return loss? So here, so if you write equation for return loss, so what is return loss, which is nothing but minus 20 log of your gamma, so reflection coefficient. Now you take at any port, either it may be first port, second port or third port or fourth port. So corresponding return loss will come for that particular port. So what is the return loss, which is nothing but minus 20 log of gamma, which is nothing but 0.1. So this is nothing but your, if you take S11 at port 1 or if you take S22 at port 2 and corresponding ports. So now what is the value return loss? What is the value return loss? Calculate and tell me what is the return loss. What is the value? $20. Okay, so that is 20 dB. So you are getting 20 dB, which is okay. So now how to find out the coupling factor? So what is the coupling factor equation? 20 log of, so you take in S matrix what is the corresponding S parameter, which is S13, because you are calculating P1 by P3. What is the coupling factor? So that is S13, which is given by S13. So what is S13? So this is the value S13. sorry, this one S13, so this is S23, so this you take S13 and calculate the value, which is 20 log of 0.178. So what is the value? Coupling factor, so what is the value? So this is S13, you need to take and calculate what is the coupling factor. Okay, it is 15, around 15 dB minus 15 dB. So actually it is minus 20 log of this one, so if you take minus, it will become plus 15 dB. Okay, so the equation is minus here, so need to correct it. Okay, so coupling factor is this much. Now what is the directivity? So it is a forward power by backward power, which is nothing but 20 log of S13 by S14. Okay, so this is a forward power, this is a backward power. So now calculate what is the directivity. How much you are getting? So what is S13? S13 is this one, S14 is this one. It is a ratio of 0.178 by 0.0056. So what is the value? So how much you got? Anybody who got? Prashant? Hello, Prashant? Manish? Manish Chaudhary? Hello? Jamuna? Did you get the answer? Directivity? How much? Hello? Deepashri?
The 30.04.
So how much the value you are getting?
30.04.
30 point.
04.
Okay. So around 30.04 dB. So this is a directivity. So anybody got the same answer or any other different? Okay. So this is okay, and finally find out the insertion loss, which is L equal to minus 20 log of S12. So the insertion loss is between port 1 and port 2. So what is S12? So this value you have to take S12 and find out the value, the magnitude 0.994. If you put that value, you will get the insertion loss. What is the insertion loss? How much is the insertion loss? Pramod? Hello, Pramod? Kavana? Hello, Kavana?
Yes, sir.
Getting the value? How much?
Sir, actually for me, question is not visible, sir.
So now
Your screen is blurred.
till now I have shared that one. You didn't see, I think. Are you listening class or not?
Yes, sir. I got 0.5, sir.
0.5?
Yes, sir.
How much? 0.5 dB or 0.5?
Sir, my sir, minus 0.5 dB.
Minus?
0.5 dB.
Minus or plus? Check out once. Okay, this is 0.5 dB. Okay, so now take the another problem. So this one, two identical 90-degree couplers with coupling factor of 8.34 dB are connected as shown. Find the resulting phase and amplitudes at port 2 and 3, okay, relative to port 1. Okay, actually 3 dash and this is actually dash. Okay, so 2 dash and 3 dash. So final output you have to find it out, that is at 3 dash and 2 dash. Okay, so this is actually the problem. So these couplers are identical, so with the coupling factor of 8.34 dB. So now resulting phase and amplitudes you need to find it out. So now first write down the S parameters for this coupling directional coupler. So then you can easily find out what is the coupling, the phase and amplitudes are the resulting phase and amplitudes at 2 dash and 3 dash. So now what is the directional coupler? So we will get 0 alpha j beta 0 and alpha 0 0, this is j beta, and this is j beta 0 0 alpha, and this one 0 j beta alpha 0. Okay, so this is a S matrix for your directional coupler. Okay, so now, so what is beta which is given? So beta is nothing but your coupled power. Okay, so that is nothing but your coupling factor, whatever it is giving. So you need to take out the absolute value. Okay, that is nothing but, so which we if you can see here, we have done the coupling factor to find out what is S13. You can similarly find out what is S13 using this coupling factor. So that we can write it as beta, or you can write it as just a absolute value of coupling factor. Okay, so or else you can take it as beta, which is nothing but, so coupling factor is nothing but 20 log of your S13. Okay, or you can represent this one S13 as nothing but your beta. Okay, so now beta is nothing but your, so what is, so the coupling factor which is 8.34 dB. Okay, so that is divided by 20. So if you take antilog of that, 10 power, so this 8.34 divided by 20. So this is your beta factor or coupling factor in absolute value, or S13 we can say. So what is the value? This beta value, can calculate and tell the beta value. So what is the value? Anybody who got the value? Is it 0.383? Hello? Yeah, so 0.383. So similarly, you can find out what is alpha, which is nothing but 1 over, that is square root of 1 minus beta square. So whatever coupling is there, remaining value it will give alpha value, that is remaining power. So if say for example this is a coupled one, so the coupling power it will go alpha beta here, remaining power will be alpha here. So since it is isolated port, so then there is no power here, so the value which is given here 0.92. Okay, so now we got alpha and beta values. Okay, now we need to find out the same beta and alpha values which are given as input to this coupler. Okay, so then we have to find out the resultant values. So now how to find the resultant values? So now, so first for the first coupler, say for example, if you write the same thing again, that is this is a first coupler, okay, and this is a second coupler. And if you give 1 here and 2 here, 3, 4, and you will get beta here and alpha here, and the same here you are giving, that is 1. Is it the same thing which is given? Okay, this is 4. So whatever the symmetric couplers, so that's why you have to take 4 dash, or you can take this as 1 dash and this as 2 dash and 3 dash. Okay, so now first we need to find out, say for example if I input the V1 here at an angle, that is V1, which is given as input power, which is equal to 1 at an angle 0. Okay, so if I input the power here V1, which is given at as, so incident power we can write it as V1 plus, which is equal to 1 at an angle 0. Now we can find out corresponding what is V3 minus reflected one and V2 minus. Okay, so now if you find out that one, so what is the equation for V3 minus, which is equal to, so now we can make use of this beta factor, which is coupled factor with respect to input power. So what we will get, J into beta into V1 plus. Okay, so with respect to input, this much coupled power it will be giving. So now if you substitute V1 plus and beta, so you will get the value for V3 minus, which is equal to J into, so what is beta we got? Beta is 0.383 and alpha is you are getting 0.92. Okay, so now we are putting the value of beta, which is 383, and so V1 plus it is 1 at an angle 0, and this J factor we can write it in terms of angle. So this is actually in the rectangular form. If you convert that into the polar form, and you can put it as 0.383 at an angle 90, and this one it is 1 at an angle 0 degree. So actually you have to, while multiplying, you have to convert it to polar form and you have to multiply, and if you want to add it, you have to convert it to rectangular form, then you have to add, then you can final answer you can put it in the polar form. Okay, while adding you have to use rectangular, add or subtract you have to use the rectangular form, and if you want the division or multiplication you can use polar form. Okay, so now this is your V3 minus. Okay, so similarly you can find it out what is V2 minus, which is nothing but alpha into V1 plus. So what is your alpha? Alpha is nothing but your 0.92 and this is 1 at an angle 0. So now what is the resultant, which is nothing but 0.92 at an angle 0. This is your V2 minus. Okay, so now you can see here the same V3 minus and V2 minus which is given here. The V3 minus it is going here and V2 minus which is going here. Now with respect to this input we have to find out the reflection coefficient. Okay, so now if you find out V3 minus dash, and V2 minus dash. Okay, so that we need to find it out the final output. So which is given by, so V3 minus dash, which is nothing but, again here the beta factor it is there, which is nothing but j into beta into what is the input power, which is nothing but V2 minus. Okay, so if you take it as here V1 plus dash, so with respect to this first we will write, so then we can replace this V1 plus by V2 minus. Okay, so now if you take in with respect to V1 plus dash and plus alpha into V4 plus, so here V4 plus we can put the input at fourth port and V1 plus at input at first port. So now we can replace V4 and V1 plus by the corresponding voltage, which is corresponding waves which is coming from the first coupler, which is nothing but j beta into, so what is here V3 minus plus alpha into, so V2 minus. Sorry, so here V1 plus is nothing but V2 minus and alpha this is V3 minus. So now we know already V2 minus and V3 minus. So here we have calculated, and correspondingly the same values you can put and you can find it out the final V3 minus. Okay. So now what is V3 minus dash, which is nothing but j beta into V2 minus plus alpha into V3 minus. Okay, so now we can find out, so put the value, beta is 0.383 at an angle 90. Okay, if you convert this only this factor into polar form, and what is V2 minus, V2 minus which we have calculated, which is nothing but 0.92 at an angle 0 degree. Okay, so plus what is alpha, 0.92 and V3 minus, so V3 minus is nothing but 0.383 at an angle 90 degree. So now find out the resultant value of V3 minus, that is V3 minus dash. So now what is the value? Tell me the value of V3 minus dash. And similarly you can find it out what is V2 minus dash, which is equal to alpha into V1 plus dash plus j beta into V4 plus dash. So now V1 plus we can write it as alpha into V2 minus plus j beta into V4 plus dash, we can write it as V3 minus. So now we can find it out what is the alpha, which is nothing but already we know 0.92, and V2 minus, we know V2 minus that is 0.92 at an angle 0 degree. Okay, so V2 minus which we have here and V3 minus which we have here, the same we can put it. So beta we know that is 0.383 at an angle 90 degree into whatever is V3 minus, which is 0.383 at an angle 90 degree. Okay, so now this is the value of V2 minus dash. So tell me the value of V3 minus dash and V2 minus dash. Anybody who calculated? 0.704 V3. Okay, so is it V3 dash 0.704? What is the angle? Is there any angle? So 90 degree. Okay. So V3 minus dash, which is nothing but 0.704 at an angle 90 degree, and similarly V2 minus dash, what is V2 minus dash? Manasa, you have calculated V2 minus dash. What is the value? Hello, Manasa?
Sir, I'm calculating.
Okay. Deepashri, have you calculated? Satyam Pandey? Hello, Satyam Pandey? Are you there? So, okay, what is the V2 value? V2 minus dash. Anybody is calculated? Bharat?
Doing.
Karthik? Have you got? Hello? Hello, Karthik? Is it calculated V2 minus?
Sir, I'm checking.
So this is V3 minus dash and V2 minus dash, we can calculate and put it that value. Okay. So whatever you get, that is the value for V2 minus dash. Okay. So now try to do this problem. Design a lossless T-junction divider, or you take this problem and try to solve it. Design a lossless T-junction divider with a 30 ohm source impedance to give 3:1 power split. So generally we equally divide the power. So here it is asked for unequal power division. Okay, 3:1 power split. Design a quarter wave matching transformers to convert the impedances of the output lines to a 30 ohm. Okay, so we will be having the T junction, which is given by like this. So here also we will be having 30 ohm impedance, and here we will be having 30 ohm impedance, and also with a source impedance of 30 ohm. You have to divide equally between port 3 and port 2, which is power split. So you can take the ratio P2 by P3 as 3. Okay, so by using this power splitting, so you can find out what is the, or you can design the T junction divider with a using of quarter wave matching transformers. Okay, so try to do this one and get the result in the next class. And also, so we will see how to design a coupler, that is single section coupled line coupler. Okay, so you need to do that simulation in the lab also. So for a particular, since we have graph only for epsilon r equal to 10, even I'll find out for other epsilon r values. So I will give that graphs to you and I will share it to you. I will show the design for one dielectric constant, and you can, if it is asked for different dielectric constants, you need to find it out. Okay, so by using the same equations which I have shown, so we will design the single section coupler design. Okay, so and also do this problem, so we will see what is the result you are getting. Okay.